Hey there, good evening. It's like a little bit after 9 p.m. here uh, in Youngstown, Ohio. I'm in here watching some videos on YouTube, and I'm watching JT at I Need My Garage Time, which reminded me about his recent community question as to what kits you buy the most of, meaning what brand of automobile, whether it be Chevy, Pontiac, Ford, Toyota, Mercedes, Datsun, whatever. And I kind of going through my collection here. Right here, I got, I think it was like 26, 27 kits, 28 maybe. And everything here is Chevrolet. Impalas going from 62, 63, 4s, 5, 6, 7. And then a Tri-5 convertible up there. Some Camaros. Nova, Malibu, a couple of Chevelles, some Bel Airs, Monte Carlos, 39s rather, Malibu SS, El Camino, excuse me, wagon, and the 72 truck. And then we proceed to go over here. I got a couple. I got a Nova and a 57 Del Rio rather, sitting on the little stand here. And then down here, here's a Revell 57, the Black Widow, 3 Nova kits, one of which the body is being turned into a slot car right now. The 57 Bel Air, the 57 Nomad, Mobius cars right there, and some other stuff. There's one Mopar. Excuse me, this in with the Chevys for some reason. That's because, you got to move one to get another one. Then we have a Mopar rack here with some Cudas, a Demon, some Darts, some GTXs, Coronets, some more Darts. And then around the corner here, I got some stuff that isn't Mopar. I got a Ford pickup and a 32 Ford. And back in here, we got a Charger, a Cuda, and a Chrysler 300. Going up, Mustangs mostly, except for this semi-trailer that takes this whole shelf up. Mustang GTP, the Mach 1. Got the Mustang GTO, bunch of, excuse me, Mustangs. There's a Mercury in there hiding. And above that, it's mostly all Corvettes of different years. So Chevy's basically winning out so far. A lot of Chevy stuff, and they come around the corner. I really wish they'd reissue more of those. I have that. It's painted, and I got to finish it someday. I'd like to see them do the Quicksilver version of that, too, the Street Fighter. And then I got the newer Chevy truck up there, one of the earlier releases, the custom. And then we come over here, and we got some stray stragglers. We got a Chevy there, but mostly it's all Ford, except the 2 midgets. Mostly all Ford. 32s. We got a stray Dodge Shelby here. But other than that, then we got the diorama set. Another straggler Chevy. But mostly all Fords. The one Beetle is truly a Beetle. The other is Snapdragon's parts. More Fords. And a Hudson or so. And a Porsche and a Jag. And a Toyota. We come down further, and there's some Fords. And we come down way in the bottom, and we're looking at other GMs. The Buicks, the Pontiacs, the Cadillac, and yeah. A lot of ponchos. And on my side shelf here, we got Jungle Jim I just picked up. Got the Power Plus Garage. Then, we're not done. We go over here, and we got a lot of big rigs, Internationals, and Peterbilts, and GMC, Yeah, some of them are down here on this one bottom shelf. I know I got a Peterbilt down there. Diamond Rio. Then we got a lot of Ford trucks right there with the stray Chevy. And then we come down. We got another Ford truck, couple more. Some Fords right in there. Then we got the altered wheelbase cars, and that's a mix of Chevy, the Merc, the Chevy, the Ford, the Pontiac. And coming down further, we got, this is where mostly drag and circle track type cars are. So we got the, Fireball Dragster, we got Fords, we got Mopars, Chevy, we got a circle track Corvette, road course car, we got the Gasser Nova, we got the Willys caricature car, got a couple of them, Gasser Corvette. Come down further, and we got some Bantam and a Dodge, some Mercs, and a bunch of funny cars, and a couple Tri-5 Fords, and some NASCAR stuff. So it's kind of an even mix. And then we come over here, and this is kind of, some of this is started like the 56 for the senior tribute. We got the newer Camaro, another Ford truck. That one's, I got so many parts mixed up between them. That's the box I can't even close. I got the Shelby, I got the Merc. Those are both started. That is done. The Merc is done, and the Riv is done for the group builds. You've seen those earlier. I just don't have a cabinet to put them in. And we got, I just picked up another one of these, the gas truck, and then we got the Keeler's Custom Dragster. And up here we got we'll go back to some Mopars. We got a Cadillac ambulance, that's a started project. We got a tank. I still got to finish for a friend of mine. He'll probably be dead before I get it done. We got some Fords up here. A Merc 32.4. We got a VW. Then we got the Ford GT. So like Chevy and Ford are definitely winning. And he also asked why. No real reason why for me. I've never considered myself a Ford, Chevy, or Dodge guy. I'm a kind of a car guy. If I could, I'd have like at least one of each, but it's hard to say because I like a lot of stuff. We got some Mercury Capris there. We got the Dodge. We got another Corvette, a Ford pickup, 37 Ford, 32s, 40s. So like I said, I'd have to count them to be sure, but it's another dragster. I got the 132nd scale dragster and the snap kit there. Chevy, Ford, Dodge, a la carte. Then we got more Fords, Merc. We got a Land Rover. I mean, more Fords. And down below, yet more Fords. Ford GTs, Cobras. See, there's a couple Chevys hiding in there. And Kenworth, that's not mine. That belongs to somebody else. But yeah, then we go over here. This is the, as the guys at the podcast call it, this is the zombie. This is the zombie shelf, and it's growing. And even though I finished a few, I've added more. Everything up here is in one way or another started. But see, we got a Hudson, we got another Impala, we got Mopar, we got Chevys. Chevy Corvette, we got a Ford GT, Camaro, Valiant, Cobra, another Dodge, Fords, a lot of Mustangs. There's these right here. Most of these are group builds. And then, of course, there's some other started stuff hiding back in here. Chevy and Ford, Dodge, and then something miscellaneous with the Hangman. So yeah, I would say, man, it's a tough one. I'd have to literally count to verify it, but it's a pretty close call between Chevys and Fords. And then Dodge, would probably bring up the rear. Only because I don't know, maybe there's not as many of them. Well, there are now with the Mobius and stuff. Plus, there's just some kits I haven't got to. But yeah, that's where I'm at, JT. So thanks for your question. That's where we're at. Yeah. So for me, it's not any in particular. As you can see, I got quite a few in this mess. Oh, there's my light bar for the city truck, the Silverado. I just kind of scratch built it. I had these lenses from the Ecto, the ambulance kit. It doesn't have the rest of them. It just has these lenses on the clear parts. And I just sprayed them with some Tamiya orange, and I made some miscellaneous parts in them so they look like they're functional. But yeah, there's that there. And my water. Sit there watching the tube, and I'm going to go up the stairs and go to bed pretty soon because it's back to work tomorrow. I had a long day. I got up, did some errands, and what did I come home and excuse me again. Took the girlfriend out to lunch, and while I'm at lunch, I get a text from my sister about my mom because I went to visit my mom earlier this morning. I was out in the area, so. And she's kind of out of it. Like I said, she's in assisted living, and she's kind of going downhill. And she fell last night, I guess. Nobody told me. And she was at the hospital for a bit. Luckily, nothing got broken or anything. She's bruised up a little. But she's seeing things. She's hallucinating. So I'm going to deal with that. So then my sister texts me that, hey, could you call Paul? That's my brother-in-law, her husband. So I call him after I get home from eating out with the girlfriend, and he goes, could you go over there and take your mom's the wheels off her bed, because her bed has the casters, which is kind of bad on a linoleum floor because it rolls around. So yes, I'll go stop. So I stopped at the hardware store, and I got a couple packets of rubber feet, and I didn't know what size her things were, but there's no hardware store right there at her house or assisted living place. So I grabbed a couple and went out there, and I popped the feet off. And unfortunately, the feet, that come down, they must be 1/2 inch, because the feet I got are 1/2 inch, and they're like exact size. They're not going to stretch over it. And the other size they only had 2 sizes of rubber feet. I didn't want hard plastic because they're going to slide. And the other size was like 1 1/8 or something. And I'm like, well, those are way too big, but that's what I used for now. I have it sitting in them, so at least it won't slide as much. Now, if someone picks the bed up to move it or make it, they're going to, of course, take them right off those feet. So I went back to another hardware store on my way home, and I found some 5/8, which ought to work. So I want to stop after work tomorrow. Excuse me. Change those puppies. I'll just scan around the room while I'm talking to you. And, yeah, I'll do that. And then I came home, and I did a little bit of mulching of leaves. I wanted to start earlier, but having to run out to her place to do all that and get feet and everything, that took some time up. So I only had about an hour left. So I did some of it. I mulched a lot of it. I probably won't be able to do anything more this week. It's supposed to be a good chance of rain almost every day. The next weekend, I'm probably going to have to get up Saturday morning and do my chores. And then at some point, I'm going to have to get a nap on because we're going to go see Elle King, as long as she doesn't cancel again, up in Cleveland. And my girlfriend did get the VIP, but she also got us seats. The last few times she got us VIP, but you had to stand in front of the stage all night. Which is cool. You get to see up close, but the problem is if you gotta take a piss or something, you can't leave. Because if you leave, you're never going to fight that crowd back up to the front. So you got to stand all night. I mean, from the time you see the opening, Well, last time she was sick, so we didn't get all the stuff we were supposed to get for a VIP. But this time we're supposed to see the sound check and stuff like that. Well, what happens is then you have to stand there at that rail all that time through the opening act, the tear down and set up for her stage and her show. You can't move. So this time she got us seats. They're a little further up and back. They're not quite nosebleed, but at least that means after all that VIP stuff, we can go sit down, relax for a while, and get the load off our feet. If we got to use the bathroom, we can, while we're waiting. And then, like, between acts, at least one of us can, go use a bathroom if you need to. And you're not going to have to stand the whole night. So anyhow, we got to leave fairly early because just in case there's traffic problems or whatever, we have to leave. Like maybe about 3:30 at the latest here. Because we're an hour and 15 minutes away from the venue, but you got to park, walk down there, and then you got to wait. Usually the last couple of times, it's always cold season. She never does this in the summer. Anyhow, yeah, we stood outside in the chilly wind and drizzle, waiting for them to open the doors for the VIP people. And then once you get inside, you have to wait some more. Hopefully she's well this time. We don't have to wait as long. So we shall see. But anyhow, unless she cancels, that's what we're doing Saturday. So I probably won't get no yard work done Saturday if it is nice or not. Because like I said, I'm going to do my errands. We'll probably do lunch. And I'm going to want to come back here and crash for a couple hours at least. So I could, stay awake. Because, the past few nights, I've been so dead tired at 7:30, 8 o'clock, I could literally sleep. And I'm like, no way. Well, hey, I've kept you busy for 16 minutes. But, yeah, that's it. Oh, and I got a few more down there. Yeah, I got some of those snap kits. And they're Mustangs. And there's also an Edsel down there. And a Chevy truck. It's just a body. And yeah, JT, I would say, with all those Corvettes and all those Chevys there, it's a tight one between the Chevys and the Fords. It's really close because that whole area there is mostly Ford. That's Chevy, and the Mopar, it kind of has that smaller area. And even though there's some over there, so who knows? But anyhow, yeah, I have no real preference. When it comes to GM, though, if I had to narrow it down, I am a poncho guy. You see, I got some goats and the Catalina. I've had a few real Pontiacs in my life. Star Chief and Le Mans and a couple Le Mans. I had a 76 and like a 72. And, yeah. So I always kind of like I had a Bonneville, well, the Star Chief, basically a Bonneville Catalina, a 64. So I kind of have a special place in my heart for those. But if I had the money, I don't know what I'd buy individually. If I had a lot of money, I'd probably buy one of each. Pick out something from each